This week on Canadian Whitetail.
One company that supported a vision, supported a dream that became a reality.
And he never even bothered. He walked up, he stopped. That's a testament to the Ozonics right there.
And a company that became family. Finally a chance to give back, to have them come for a meeting in our office, the Deer Woods.
Day one, we're hunting with Dean and Jason, and man, they've been seeing some big deer.
And oh, how sweet success can be. Over the years, a lot of people have asked why. Why all the time? The work? Why has the passion transformed into a lifestyle? Our family's lifestyle? Why does it mean so much? The answer is so simple. All of that work, the scouting, the preparation, is for two reasons. To share the knowledge, the tradition, the love of deer, from those weathered with experience, to the next generation to carry. The other reason is even simpler. The work is to fuel that yearning desire, the longing for those split-second moments when all of that work comes together. Because those few times in a lifetime that it does, you no longer have to ask why when you experience moments like these with the biggest wild whitetails to ever walk.
I mean, he's a gorgeous deer that I couldn't be happier to take. He's just beautiful. What a fitting end to an incredible season.
Dean Partridge's Canadian Whitetail is proudly brought to you by Limb Saver, products that work. Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. Elite Archery, the world's most shootable bow. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. Excalibur Crossbow, the most trusted crossbows on the planet. Big & J long-range attractants. The aroma is super strong. The range is super long. Central Boiler outdoor wood furnaces. Performance and value by design. Nocturnal lighted nocks. Switch on accuracy. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Slick Trick, the no excuses broadhead. Bog Pod, hunting rests, bipods, and tripods. Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe. And by Dual. Get real with Dual game calls.
We've been so fortunate over the years to work with some incredible people behind some great products. And one such company is Ozonics. Way back, nearly 100 episodes ago, Dennis Fink, Scott Elrod, Buddy, and the crew at Ozonics believed in us, what we wanted to do. To produce a show not just about killing deer, but about the deer themselves, the love of hunting deer, and the lifestyle that is. And they were the first ones to support us, to help take our little nowhere Saskatchewan production from my concrete basement, which consisted of a plastic table, a lawn chair, and a computer, to the big stage on the airways across North America. And the only thing to eclipse that impact of the people of Ozonics supporting us has had is the effectiveness of the units themselves and the impact that they've had on our deer hunting.
And if he comes from the west, like we think he might, we've got him beat. If he comes from the northeast, where he should and where we're set up for, he'll be right in our wind. And we've got the Ozonics set up, and that's what we're gonna have to rely on if that happens. We sat on a crosswind just because we were sure this buck was flanking us. And if he would flank us, we'd have him beat on the wind. And if he didn't flank us, we were going to have to rely on the Ozonics. And he didn't flank us. He came.
And we went from no bucks to 6 bucks right in front of us. And that's a testament to the Ozonics right there, because we were expecting him to come down the fence line with the rest of the bucks. For some reason, he came up out the outside edge of this bush. We're sitting here on a northwest wind. We're facing straight north, so our wind is going right to that edge. And he never even bothered. He walked up, he stopped, he watched the other deer.
And time again, Ozonics and the people of Ozonics continue to shine through for us.
This segment of Canadian Whitetail has been brought to you by Under Armour. Go where you don't belong. This segment of Canadian Whitetail is brought to you by Nocturnal Lighted Nocks. Nocturnal Lighted Nocks, string activated, simple, switch on accuracy, and let it glow.
After all the good folks at Ozonics have done for us in the field and out of the field, Jason and I were excited to have Buddy up to our Canadian Whitetail Outfitters camp to share in a hunt of his very own. And like always, it starts with a setup.
A lot of times what we'll do is we'll look at Google Maps or a topo map. We'll find these big poplar ridges. Now we're up pretty high here. We scouted this last year. We're gonna set up a blind probably maybe 50, 60 yards over here. We'll put some Big and J down, put the camera back up and see what shows up. But pretty exciting when you start seeing big scrapes like this. There, that looks pretty good. Once you got the blind back, I always like to just brush in. It all depends on the terrain. Like it's fairly open in here, so I don't really brush it in too good, but 2 small spruce trees and one on the top, and she's good. Let's go get some Big and J out. They love the blocks.
After getting all set up, the scouting and preparation had worked, as on the very first card pull there he was, the target buck for Buddy's hunt, a big long beam 5x5 with split brows that we dubbed Crowbar.
Whitetail Insights, brought to you by the QDMA, the Quality Deer Management Association, ensuring the future of whitetail deer.
Maybe more hunting related than management related is deer communication. There's a lot of ways that deer communicate with each other. And I thought there's nobody better to talk about that than you on the different ways that deer communicate.
Well, you're right. Deer are far more social than most people realize, and they're communicating on a daily basis. They have lots of glands that they use, and so from a hunter end, and I often think of this as from a hunter. I'm a wildlife biologist, and I'm very fortunate, but I am first and foremost a deer hunter. So I look at all of this from a deer hunting end, and how can I use this information to help put me closer to them in the fall. But really, we know that the deer rub on trees, and everybody looks at that. But certainly, it's a way for deer to communicate. And so deer actually will rub in the forehead gland. Research has looked at there's all kinds of information from deer that they're not just rubbing their antlers there, they actually will rub that gland there to leave their calling card for other deer to come through. So if you ever watch a rub or see a deer, multiple deer will use it, and they'll come in and they'll smell it. And it's basically, like the business card on the bulletin board, downtown at the grocery store, where everybody that comes through leaves it. So deer are doing this on a very regular basis. Does will come in and check these rubs to see what bucks have been in the area. And there's all kinds of information deer can leave about themselves, their age, their fitness level, dominant status, at these for other deer to come through and check on.
I think people maybe sometimes hunters in the woods don't realize how intertwined they are with the communication, that when there's a rub or a scrape and another deer comes by, they know exactly what deer that was.
That's right, and and probably a way even more so than rubs are the scrapes, as you say. And there's a very well-defined sequence that deer have to do with that scrape, and they'll lick that overhanging branch and mark it. Well, it's not just lick it, they'll rub their preorbital gland on it, they smell it, they mouth it again, so they're leaving just the right scent on it. And then on the ground, they'll tear that dirt away and they'll urinate in it. And actually the most important gland on a deer's body is that tarsal gland, that's on the inside of their back leg. And for deer to be able to use that scent, basically their cologne that they have on, through their pee, basically, with the bacteria that's in that gland, all deer in an area then learn who's there and what's going on. So even though we can't smell it, now we can smell a deer that's a little musky, but to tell the difference, we can't understand that. But from a deer's world where the nose is so complex, all of that makes sense exactly. Who's in an area, how long ago they were there. They can follow each other from that. It's just incredible the amount of information they share on a very regular basis that we often are immune to because we can't see what's going on.
Like you said, we might not be able to tell the difference, but it's still important information for a hunter, because if we see a rub, we can't detect which deer was there or what deer rubbed on there. But if we understand, like what you just said, how deer know, they know each other in that area, they know exactly who that was. And if we know, they know, and we learn about that communication, we can use that kind of in our tool chest hunting and improve your odds when you're in the deer woods.
Absolutely. And if you ever watch deer that are sparring or fighting, you'll notice that the loser often will smell the forehead gland of the victor. They often will lick it. They'll smell. They're getting another sense, so they know exactly who it is.
Who to stay away from.
So that then that fall, if they smell that deer who has been in a rub, they know immediately, like, ooh, that's Dean. This is Dean's area. I need to stay out of that. So that's one of the ways that they help keep order in the deer world, and why it's so important to have those older bucks out there, just to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to for the whitetails.
This Whitetail Insight is brought to you by the Quality Deer Management Association. Become a member and ensure the future of whitetail deer. This segment has been brought to you by Central Boiler Outdoor Wood Furnaces. A central boiler easily connects to your existing forced air, in-floor radiant, baseboard, or dual heat system to heat your entire home in domestic water. Central Boiler, performance and value by design.
We were all set up. There was an awesome northern Saskatchewan buck frequently on the trail camera, and Buddy had made the trek from his home in Texas to northern Saskatchewan.
An early morning rise at our camp always starts with a good warm breakfast, hot percolated coffee, and of course all the stories at the table of the grand adventures and giant whitetails of past and future hunts, like the hunts that they'll be heading out on today.
All right, it's day one here in Saskatchewan with Canadian Whitetail Outfitters, and we're hunting with Dean and Jason, and they've been seeing some big deer. I'm gonna get my hunter orange on and get out there today and get her done.
Getting settled on day one, ever in the northern Saskatchewan forest, it doesn't take long for Buddy's first encounter. This gorgeous up-and-comer out pushing does is definitely one to keep our eye on for our future hunters in upcoming years.
We're here in the blind today, and waiting on Crowbar to come in. We've already had some rutting action, had a really nice young 10-point come in, beautiful deer. He's been chasing the doe around a little bit, eating alive, so hopefully we're going to get a little more action as the sun comes up and things warm up just a little bit.
As the sun continues to rise, not but an hour into Buddy's first day, that encounter with Crowbar is about to come faster than any of us expected. The big beam buck appears from the forest, slipping through the spruce, making his way towards Buddy. Well within range, Buddy prepares, but the buck doesn't stop broadside and heads out. Buddy's heart, still sinking from not getting a shot, is quickly jolted as the big buck loops back. This time, perfectly broadside.
Welcome to this week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment. Locate, learn, set up, hunt. Brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong. The range is super long.
During the fall season, we often see spots where we want to make a change, where we may want to move a stand for the next year. And the next spring, well before season, is an ideal time to get things ready. Even if you don't want to hang your stands now, you can pick out the trees and prepare them for potential stand sites. There's no foliage on the trees, which means the deer will notice less of what you may trim out. Likewise, it's a long time until the season comes, which will make any changes, any scent left behind, and those issues not as big of a concern. Prepping those stand sites and clearing any shooting lanes in the spring can definitely put you in a better position come fall, with less added pressure on the deer.
This week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment has been brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. This segment has been brought to you by Hoyman. Portable, gas-free, and effective. Clearing shooting lanes has never been easier than with the new 40-volt battery-powered lightweight saw. Hoyman. Create your window of opportunity.
Crowbar, the target buck for Buddy, over 2,000 miles from home, has just made an appearance. He was well within range, and Buddy was ready for his shot at his Saskatchewan dream buck.
Hey folks, we're here with Canadian Whitetail Outfitters. First morning. I mean, we hadn't been here 2 hours. We were after a buck called Crowbar. He just came in, kind of checking for does. He pushed that young buck off, walked through, stopped, turned around, come back, and dude, I think I hit him a little forward, but it looked like he went down right over there. He's blowing blood everywhere. So I'm freaking fired up. Probably the biggest. The Canada's awesome, dude. That's all I gotta say. Saskatchewan, right now. Happening fast.
Drunk kind of guy.
Well, he come out and stood at us. It was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Fast. Oh, still got lots of blood. Is that him right there?
Yeah, he's right under that.
Holy moly, look at that tree. Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Man, look at that deer. Holy cow. Holy cow. Unbelievable, Dean, man. I can't thank you and Jason enough.
Congratulations again.
Thanks, Dean.
He is a pretty deer, eh?
Oh, he's unbelievable. The pictures just didn't do him justice.
How long did your hunt last this morning?
About an hour and a half.
But they're just starting to run. We've been putting out BB squared every 2 days. And, you know, it's not really to attract the bucks, it's to attract the does. And that's all they're into right now, and they're starting into the rut. He's a gorgeous deer, though.
Yeah, thank you so much. I can't thank you and Jason enough.
In here, eh?
Oh, yeah, he slammed that tree, and it was done. Done.
The downside is your Canadian wilderness whitetail adventure was rather short-lived, but
Well,
you got all week?
Yeah, we're so far back in the bush. I mean, it's unbelievable, just the ride in and the camp and the ride here. I mean, it was phenomenal this morning. I've never hunted anywhere where, you know, you come, the idea of being in the wilderness.
Yeah.
You hear the buck grunting and just seeing that behavior and like it was this morning, just incredible.
Well, congratulations again. He's a beautiful deer, and I know Jason's been working hard up here all fall too, and he's going to be pretty pumped for you when you get back.
And he's done an unbelievable job.
This industry is small, very small, and the people that we work with to promote hunting as a whole have become like family to us. And we are so fortunate to be a part of it, a part of the hunting community, and fortunate to have had the opportunity to share that experience with Buddy, and to share the positive impact that Ozonics has had on our hunting with all of our friends. Congratulations, Buddy, on a beautiful northern Saskatchewan whitetail. I can't wait to do it again, and next time I promise we'll try to keep you in the stand for more than an hour. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Canadian Whitetail.
This segment of Canadian Whitetail is brought to you by Wild Edge and the ultimate climbing system, the Step Ladder. Safely design your climb in any tree, anywhere, with the most versatile, lightweight, and compact climbing system, the Step Ladder. Closed captioning for Canadian Whitetail is provided by huntsask.ca, your information source for Canada's best whitetail hunting. Hunt Saskatchewan, Canada. Canadian Whitetail has also been brought to you by the Heater Bodysuit, #1 in cold weather hunting gear, Black Eagle Arrows, superior carbon technology, Scott Archery, and CBE Bow Sights. Canadian Whitetail has also been brought to you by these fine sponsors. For exclusive content, follow Dean and the team on Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter @WhitetailDean. To view all past and present episodes of Canadian Whitetail, as well as new original content, visit us on our YouTube and Carbon TV channels. For Canadian Whitetail gear and apparel, visit CanadianWhitetailTV.com.